something that can be done and something that needs to be done, I believe. And I want to share my screen very quickly. This particular individual that has proclaimed to be part of the church, but it's not. I don't believe she is. Candace Owens claims that Jews actually worship Baal and they don't worship the true God. And she said it's not a mistake. They murder children. And Trump is being instructed by Netanyahu and by Jared Kushner. I plead with all Christians, people of whatever denomination or whatever sort of denomination or movement that they belong to denounce this. Denounce Tucker Carlson, denounce Candace Owens, denounce all those who are trying to, in the name of Christ, foment hate and anger toward Jews. This is not some kind of twisted poetic hyperbole. I guarantee you, she really believes that Jews worship Baal. This will end in Jewish death. Guarantee you, there'll be anti-Semitism fomenting and rising up from this. We are already starting to see it in certain areas. An attacker with a rifle and a truck through the doors of the Temple Israel in West Bloomfield in Michigan, which is the largest Reformed congregation in the U.S. It's the seventh. I think it's the largest synagogue. Ramming through, shooting the congregation. It happened in Azerbaijan. It happened in Norway. It happened in Canada. It happened in Netherlands. On Friday night, the shooter went into the glass doors in Toronto, a modern Orthodox synagogue. 30 minutes later, there was another attack in North York. Another Toronto synagogue was hit with gunfire. Toronto Jewish girls have been fired upon 3 times in Montreal synagogues. Azerbaijan on Friday, an attack on a Jewish synagogue. A synagogue in Belgium. Anti-Semitism graffiti in Maryland. On Friday night, a Michigan attack. Dutch police were getting in Rotterdam because another attack. Jewish man near the city of Teaneck in New Jersey was attacked. Jackson, Mississippi. Punta Garda, Florida. Going back to England in Manchester in October. Going back earlier on from that. I mean, these incidents have targeted synagogues with vandalism, arson in France, Germany, Chile, Bulgaria, California, Ukraine, Italy, Texas, Australia, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, I said Norway, and many in Canada. In fact, in Canada, there's a concern that they're harboring over 239 regime operatives from Iran. This additional attacks on synagogues, and don't forget the churches. I haven't even discussed attacks on churches, which has been mounting up. It's just not covered by the news. Christians have to speak up. Christians ought to be the most vocal for the gospel and for the defense of Christians and Jews who are being attacked and targeted because of this. Unfortunately, many Christians sit back, don't do anything about it, or worse, they join in the chorus of Tucker and Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, among many. This is not just some innocent thing. This is not just clickbait. It's gone beyond that now. It's gone beyond the point where now Christians and Jews are being blamed for apocalyptic events that are surely going to happen. According to Scripture, the day of the Lord is coming. Great tribulation is coming. Things will happen in the world, but it will be blamed on Christians, just like what Rome did. It blamed the Christians. It attacked the Jews. It's always been one side of the other coin. You know, it's either heads or tails of the same coin in terms of the persecution of Jews and Christians. If we don't speak now, there won't be anybody that will be able to speak for us at that time. So this is a time to do it, to denounce these things. The book of Zechariah speaks of the invading force of the world coming against Israel. It is going to happen. And these things are caused because the Lord, the one who put the spirit of a man in a man, the one who created everything, is dealing with Israel, is dealing with Jerusalem. And he is not going to tolerate the nations coming against. In fact, he'll fight against the nations. And Jerusalem will become a cup of trembling. Everybody's going to have to deal with Jerusalem. The issue of the Jews, Israel, and Jerusalem, everyone's going to have to deal with it. It's going to touch you. It's going to touch your church. It's going to touch your family. It's going to touch your city. And I pray to God that as Christians, we'll be able to shine the light to people that need to know the truth before these things become so out of hand that the whole world will be engulfed in anti-Semitism and eventually anti-Christianism. Because as the Muslims say, first we come for the Saturday people, then they come for the Sunday people. So don't ever think that this is just some innocent game of just tweeting or X against the Jews. It will eventually come home to the church. So let's speak up. Let's share the gospel. Let's really deal with the truth of what's really going on. What these actors are getting paid for major clickbaits in terms of getting more views of these lies. And let's call them out as Christians, lovingly but truthfully, because enough is enough.